സിനിമയിൽ വില്ലനായി തുടങ്ങി സഹതാരമായി നായകനായി ആക്ഷൻ ഹീറോ ആയി തിളങ്ങി നിന്ന താരമാണ് ശത്രുഘ്നൻ സിൻഹ. പക്ഷേ ഇന്ന് രാഷ്ട്രീയത്തിൽ അദ്ദേഹം വാർത്തയിലെ താരമാവുന്നത് പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി നരേന്ദ്രമോദിയെയും BJP അധ്യക്ഷൻ അമിത്ഷായെയും നിശിതമായി വിമർശിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് തീവ്രമായ വിമർശന ശരങ്ങൾ തൊടുക്കുന്ന താരമായിട്ടാണ്. ഈ മാറ്റം എങ്ങനെ സംഭവിച്ചു എന്ന് നമുക്ക് ശ്രീ ശത്രുഘ്നൻ സിൻഹയോട് തന്നെ ചോദിക്കാം. Shatrughan ji, namaste.
Namaste.
You started off as a villain, then you played supporting actor role, you played co-lead, you became hero, you became action hero, then you played the prankster Dost. This is all in real life. What are you in real life?
Well, in real life as well as real life, I have been a people's actor, and now I am a people's man. You see, I represent people, and whatever I talk, even when it seems that I am talking as the party, which is not true, because my firm belief is that party is bigger than an individual, but the nation is bigger than the party. So whatever I speak in a national interest, certainly not in my interest, self-interest, no. So when I speak in people's interest, I am a product of the people's majority of this country. I would consider, and people do consider me, as a people's actor, the people's man, people's representative, for the people, by the people, of the people.
The BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, gave you a political platform. You became Lok Sabha member, you became Rajya Sabha member, you became Union Cabinet Minister. But now, it's perceived that you're standing with a gun pointed at especially the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the BJP President Amit Shah. You're seen as the fiercest critic of them both and the parties and the government's policies. What brought this change?
What's the harm? After all, it's a democracy. And in democracy, everybody has the right to speak for the people, for the nation, take up the issues. I can put across my own point of view, especially when I don't get the kind of platform which is needed for me. So then one platform, which is a very strong platform, and that is the fourth state or democracy, that is media. That's why I come to media. But one thing is to be remembered, that I am not asking for any cut commission or any deal in corruption or any factory or any deal for myself. I don't have any desire. I am in the party today with firm belief in no demand, no command, no complaints and no expectations. I take or treat Mr. Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister, sometimes as a colleague and a friend also. We have been working together. We have known each other for many years. If I don't show the mirror to my own people, then who will? I know most of the people today are either scared or they are suffering from the fear psychosis. Maybe they have got more ambitions. As far as I am concerned, my only ambition is ambition for the people, for the welfare of the people. So I have got nothing to lose. I don't care if I feel, and which the nation has felt, and the best of the experts and economic experts have said that demonetization was a wrong move. It was absolutely wrong move. Today also I say, and today the world is realizing that, and world has suggested that demonetization was no cure, rather it was the biggest problem for the country. And now, all of a sudden, one Tughlakian declaration, without consulting the best of the economic experts or even the best of the leaders, including our friend, philosopher, guide, guru and ultimate leader of Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Lal Krishna Advani. Nobody was ever, I'm told even the finance minister was not aware of this. It was done entirely through the PMO. After that, again, hushed up and botched up, half-baked program, GST, complicated GST. Till now, GST, more than 360 amendments have taken place, including the latest one which is going on. What kind of thing is this? In Hindi we call, I do not know how would it translate in Malayali, the most language of the most learned people, Neem pe Karela. It was already, we hadn't come through, or we were not even able to deal with the demonetization. In the meantime, GST took place. Neem pe Karela. Power means serving the people selflessly, seva ka madhyam, not meva ka madhyam, not to earn money and not for corruption. I have maintained that. That's why I said, whatever I have said or done so far, whether you agree or not agree with me, that's a different thing. But at least you all would agree that till date, there is not a single allegation of corruption against me. With an attitude of gratitude, I would say, that when I came to them, or when I was under them, going through my learning process, Atalji and Advaniji, Nanaji Deshmukh, that time it was Lokshahi. It was democracy, Lokshahi. Today, unfortunately, at times it seems we are going through Tanashahi, Tughlaqian, declarations and autonomous and autocratic rule. So this has to somehow, yesterday it was Modi, BJP's government. Today it is Modi Sarkar, Modi. So this kind of, when our people talk about some people in politics having come through dynasty and this and that, I said dynasty still could be better if they have come through the verdict of the majority of the people, if they have contributed towards the building of the nation. There I would still salute them more than Parivarvad, definitely better than Vyaktivad.
The majority was absolute. Since you brought this up, it was after 3 decades that party is getting majority by its own, and the front, the alliance, getting massive majority. Hopes were high. Around the country, hopes were, kindled. The lambs were, let's say, so many offers, so many promises, attacking the previous government's previous regime for its corruption. And the people believed. All said and done, yes, the people believed. But what has been delivered?
That's why I say the promises have turned into jumla bazis, rhetoric, the promises. You see, they are, when you come out with, after selling dreams, when you come out with, people have accepted your high hopes and expectations, then it is your duty, even if you don't live up to their expectations or dreams, at least you have to be sincere about that. Honesty and transparency seldom goes together, but it must go together. People must know that you have tried sincerely, somehow you have not succeeded, that's a different thing. But sincerity is the key word in politics. Now what has happened? All these years, we have just given promises, high hopes, false promises, and then when you are questioned about that, we say this is a jumlebazi. People get fed up. People know, and ultimately they want to see the result, or they want to be on the path of the result.
But then the promise and the argument is that we are on a different growth trajectory. We are on to next generation development. We are now discussing on one side eradication of black money. On the other side, we are talking and dreaming about bullet trains. Also, shouldn't we give them a chance?
You have already answered the question yourself. They must be given a chance after all, and we have promised them. Why did we ignore the farmers, the biggest society of family members, voters, supporters and well-wishers in the country for any party, leave alone Bharatiya Janata Party, for any party? They are the ones, they have been crying, they have been cribbing, they have been asking for the justice, they have been asking for the fair price, they are asking for the fair insurance cover, Kisan Bima, something. What has happened? What happened to them? What about the younger generation? Younger generation, that also includes our first-time voters. And they are in lakhs and lakhs and crores and crores. What happened? Why can't we see the reality? Why can't we see the writing on the wall? And in spite of all these problems and lack of sincerity, our lack of sincerity, we have not only lost in 3 heartlands of Hindi belt, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, but unfortunately, it has been a 5-0 show.
Shatrughanji, one thing that's beyond our comprehension. The BJP is not a party that popped up overnight. Its leaders are no greenhorns. And all of them know that at the end of 5 years, you have to go back to the people seeking their mandate. So how come the fact, what you told, that the people are angry, there are issues to be addressed, how come and why this was not communicated to the leadership, or was it communicated and not acted upon?
No, I'm sure our leadership is quite mature. They were all communicated. They had to address the issues. Instead of addressing the issues, maybe sometimes they were helpless, or sometimes they didn't want to, or sometimes they took it for granted, lightly, and that's why they started diverting their attention. This issue to other issues. Now, and sometimes communal issues. Some of us, I wouldn't say all of us, some of us. This is not going to pay. This is rather badly paid off. In these states, people would know. We all have highest regard for any temple or any mosque. Okay, we all are Indians. We are very sentimental. We have got tremendous love and respect and regard for Lord Ram. After all, he is Maryada Purushottam. But when the matter is in the Supreme Court, then the only two solutions are there. Either you go through through negotiations, or wait for the verdict of the Supreme Court, and you take up this issue, especially when people ask why during elections. As far as I am concerned, to me, instead of temple or mosque, to me the priority is, or the more important is, to build a temple of humanity, Manav Mandir, where development, progress, health, education, these things matter. The development of humanity is more important to me. And I try and work for that within the best of my capacity and capabilities.
We now saw a new promise being made to Odisha, projects worth 14,500. What's your take?
Last time also we announced so many projects. Sometimes we announce projects which has been already announced, already on the way of completion, including this longest rail bridge. But having said that, I also must realize that this was initiated by our former Prime Minister, when the real former Prime Minister, Mr. Deve Gowda. Then it was taken up by our Atalji. Then it was nursed by the UPA government, Manmohan Singh and his entire team. Now, of course, the result has come. And that too, a bit too late. Or sometimes it sounds too little and too late.
So what is in store in 2019, sir?
Our people have gone for samarthan for votes. Samarthan. And support. They are working support. But this is not the time to just go for samarthan. The level has risen. The water has is touching our forehead now. So now this is the time for samarpan. Where are those people who made this party, who saved you, who made you, who are responsible for the growth of party to this extent? This personal ego we must keep aside. My personal arrogance, personal ego. Now we are just behaving like a pigeon, closing our eyes. But the danger of cat, we can see if we can feel nearby. Just you close your eyes, it won't help. So it is time to go for samarpan, with great samarpan. Hug them, touch their feet, apologize to them. Tell them, after all, we've come from, I'm not saying by doing this, it will see a great result, but by doing this, we can still minimize and we can control. We can go for some damage control.
I've heard that during the shoot of Bhai Ho To Aisa, the one and only Manmohan Desai was forced to reshoot certain parts of the film because you were cast as a total black villain and your fans and supporters were simply not willing to accept that. Did we see a similar scenario last time at Patna Sahib when there were rumors that You might not get the ticket, but eventually the party was supposed to give you the ticket.
Firstly, I must appreciate that you have done the kind of research you have done. Yes, it did happen in Bhai Hota Aisa. Firstly, Manmohan Desai, the late and great Manmohan Desai, had to change and bring in some sort of scene which would get me
Reformed.
yes,
will.
reformed, and it had tremendous impact on the audience. Many people still remember that scene. And same way in Rampur Ka Lakshman also. On the distributor's demand, and Manmohan Desai thought that people won't accept him dying like this as a villain. So they had to bring some grey side and put some sympathy to this character. In Patna, unfortunately, I don't know when they say the person who's sitting MP will be given priority next time. But in my case, first time also I had to announce my own seat. I said, this is the seat, Patna Sahib seat, because Patna is my hometown. When the time came, I said, I'm not going to run away, because I was in the Rajya Sabha from Bihar twice. So I said, if I go somewhere else, they will think perhaps I'm looking for a safe seat. So I said, I'll stand from Patna. And this myth, people must get out this myth that I'm running away. So I fought from Patna and won with a record margin. Second time, if you recollect, whole of the country, my name was announced absolutely the last moment. Whole of the country. And they said, no, and when I had won with the highest margin, they said, no, they didn't want. So again, I had to announce for my seat. I said, no, they wanted me to fight from Delhi. They said, somebody asked me, will you fight from Lucknow or Mumbai? I said, Patna is my first choice, Patna is my second choice, and Patna Sahib seat is my last choice. I'll fight from here only. And this time also I said, I'll break my previous record. And you will be very happy to hear that when I fought this time, not only in Bihar, but whole of the country, I had the highest vote share percentage. Now, as you said, anything can happen. But anyway,
2019?
Anything can happen.
Are you contesting?
But whether I'm contesting or not, I can put it into I'm absolutely ready for any eventuality. I've decided, no matter what happens, situation could be different. Location would be the same.
Thiruvananthapuram MP Dr. Shashi Tharoor invited you to Congress during his book release. Would you respond? React?
I'm very, very, very touched by his gesture. I hold Mr. Shashi Tharoor in very high esteem. He's not only a friend of mine or a great intellectual, but I would say he's one of the best parliamentarians in the whole of the country. He's a role model in true sense. And it's a treat to listen to him or go through his books. He has invited me. It was a great gesture. Besides him, so many of my friends from Congress or RJD or even Mamta Banerjee herself, other parties also. I am very, very respectful and I salute to them for having invited me. But today, now the Pitri Paksh is going. Pitri Paksh gets over on the 14th of, I didn't know, my family members, other people, they say, Pitri Paksh that we say in Bihar, UP Kharmas. And Pitri, this will get over on 14th of Jan. So we can talk about that after 14th of Jan.
Definitely. Now, since you spoke about Congress, the whole target during the last election campaign was Rahul Gandhi and his Parivar. What do you think of Rahul Gandhi as a politician and a projected Prime Minister candidate?
He is a wonderful man. And his family's contribution is immense, great. Why do we only try and ridicule Rahul Gandhi just because and call him a product of dynasty? Rahul Gandhi, besides being a great grandson and the grandson of the great prime ministers, also one of the best prime ministers in the whole of the world, I'm talking about Madam Gandhi or Jawaharlal Nehru, his contribution today, all the IITs, IIMs, all the dams, industrialization, is all started with them. This telephony, when we are talking about telephone revolution, it has started from Sam Petroda, who was brought by Rajiv Gandhi. So these people have contributed a lot in terms of India's progress, development, shine and glory. So we hold not only Rahul Gandhi, but his entire family. In fact, he will be very surprised. The famous book of mine, which is being talked about, my biography, Anything But Khamosh, there I mentioned, though I differed with Madam Gandhi on emergency, I was the one who came out in support of Ram Jethmalani then, and also with Jayaprakash Narayan, I also opposed emergency. But later on, when I met her and kept on meeting her, she became very fond of me. It was my great fortune that I got her affection, her blessings. So I've written a book. If Madam Gandhi was alive, perhaps I was so much impressed and hypnotized by her, I said, so perhaps I would have joined Congress party, not any other party. But she's no more now, and we lost her that time. So Rahul Gandhi, and one more thing, let's not forget, he has really become very mature now. The way he's working and the way he also, in positive sense, I will say, he's also become almost one-man army. As in our party, I say that we are suffering with syndrome of one-man army, one-man show and two-man army. But he has become one-man. The way he's talking, the way he's matured himself, especially after becoming president, and not only that, after becoming president, within 1 year, he has given 3 estates on the platter.
That in the heartland.
Heartland, that to the heartland. So I salute him, I love him, I give him all my love and affection, good wishes and blessings.
Now, the DMK chief M.K. Stalin has publicly projected him as our next Prime Minister candidate.
I would say Rahul Gandhi has tremendous capacity and capability. He has proven it, he has shown it. And very rightly, our friend and dashing, dynamic Stalin has already declared him. Because Stalin seems to be a man of the future, man of the South. He would be a man to be watched. And he has said, it is not compulsion, but it is a wisdom, through wisdom. But now, since we have to take along everyone, we have to also think in sabka saath and sabka vikas.
Do you miss movies?
Sometimes I do, of course. Sometimes I do. But I also remember when people call me a star campaigner or a crowd puller, right from Nagaland to Coimbatore, to anywhere and everywhere. But once our great Bhutpurva or Abhutpurva Pradhan Mantri, the great, our leader and the father figure, Atal Bihari Vajpayee had said, when you go to go for campaigning, the day public stops asking you or insisting you to come for film dialogues, that day you will be totally accepted as a leader, fortunately. Though the man is quite famous for his dialogue delivery and presentation on the screen, people still love me. This impact of years, I don't know how I'm so lucky and fortunate.
The legacy is being carried on, taken over by Sonachi. What do the proud parents have to say?
When the father is a sub-inspector, he wants his children to become collectors. When he is collector, he wants children to become governor. Something like there is saying in there. Any parent, I'm sure you, any other parent also, would feel very happy and proud if living up to the expectations of people and with the culture intact, upbringing intact, and they're keeping the name of the parents intact and doing so well, it makes you feel more proud. I feel, even though mostly still I'm known as Shatrughan Sinha, some people just think I'm Sonakshi Sinha's father, or call me Sonakshi Sinha's father. But it doesn't...
Proudest moment?
Yeah, I feel so nice. Of course, why not? And especially when she has got such a good image.
Thank you for spending your time, Shatrughan ji. All the best. Never remain khamosh.
Thank you very much. Khamosh. And long live Kerala, long live Trivandrum, and long live your News 18.